Hey, this is Flippin' Furniture with Tammy, and we are doing a Christmas record makeover. I've painted it white. I think this was Fusion's Victorian lace. Not sure if that's the right word. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, and then we put down some decoupage medium, and then we are using this cute, I think it's called Jingle Jungle, with this reindeer on there. I'm getting it placed where I want it. Laying it on there. And then you can iron the paper, put down a piece of parchment first and iron it out because it comes folded in a little pack. So you can do that, or you can use a steamer, or I just lay it down and you can saw me, I just spritzed it with water and then blotted off the excess. And that works too. So that's what I did. And then sealed it again with my decoupage medium, dried it enough so that I can go around and sand off those edges. Next, I'm coming in with some Algonquin colored paint. Again, these are Fusion paint colors. And trying to match up what that background looks like. So I started with Algonquin. And then dried it a little bit. And I'm using a ruler there. I was starting to try to make those lines of the wood panels. And then I think I realized that it was too soon to do that. So I come in with some Magical Pond, which is that pretty blue there, which is a kind of a metallic paint. And I didn't do full coverage because, you know, it's kind of chippy and worn. So I just got some paint on there. And then I think the next color I use is Stormy Ocean. And I used a small kind of chip brush for that. And just kind of, you know, drug it around where I thought I needed to make it look somewhat close to the rest of the background paper. And, you know, obviously drug it around to the other side too to make it look, you know, hopefully close to the rest of it. And there I came back in with my ruler. I tried to use a charcoal pencil first. I think that would have worked maybe if it had been drier. And then I used an ink pen, and that didn't quite do it either. But the ink pen gave me enough of a line that I went back over it with a black felt tip marker was what I ended up doing to get the final lines on there. And then I came in with, I believe I came in with the Algonquin again with another chip brush and just kind of lightly tried to bring in some of that brown color again. And then, of course, brought it back throughout the paper on the other side too to get it to all kind of flow together. And then I came in with some Homestead Blue from Fusion and went over it in places again, trying to tie it all in. Yep, I think I'm still using the blue there. And then I think the final color I use is some black. Again, with the chip brush, just to kind of get some... And I dry in between the colors. I don't want it to be a blended look. It's more of a layered look for me. So I thought it was important to say that. Otherwise, you might end up with a more blendy, maybe even a muddy look if you're not careful. So anyway, black there was my finishing color, I do believe. And then it was time for my stencil, and I used chalk paste, and that's Victorian lace. So the paint color I used was something else. I can't remember. I'll have the supply list either in the comments if you're on Facebook or in the description box below the video if you're watching on YouTube. So, and I think that's our final thing we did. I hope you like it. I thought it turned out pretty stinking cute. Oh, no, I forgot we did do a little bit more. I used my red wine acrylic paint and accentuated the berries. Just made them pop a little bit more. And then I dried it some, and then I came back in with, I think it was the snowflake paste is next. And I have it all over, you know, his ears, the top of his head, his nose. And then I just put it all over the wreath and make it look all snow covered and a little fluffier and fuller. I think it adds a lot to it. Just really fills it out. And I do believe that is the actual last thing I do to it. So I would love it if you would like and follow my page on Facebook and like and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for watching. See you next time.